Here's what has happened with Kanye West so far. Aftermath of Kanye West's anti-Semitic comments. Adidas has recently cut ties. Balenciaga cut ties with him. Vogue and Anna Wintour have cut ties and dropped Kanye West. Dropped by his talent agency CAA. Dropped by the Camila Vasquez, the Johnny Depp lawyer. After hiring the Johnny Depp lawyer for like about 2 days. Stream sales and airplay is plummeted. Restricted from Instagram and Twitter. Stadium shows have been canceled. And his documentary has been shelved. Of course, this was going to happen. Obviously, as usual, Austin Ox with a banger. Oh yeah, here. This was actually really interesting when you think about it. I mean, why was he so cocky about this? On Drink Champs, he said these words, and I thought it was really strange that he said these words.
Adidas is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? Now what?
Yeah. The problem is now he's going to use it as proof he's being silenced because he's onto something. Brother, it's quickly getting to a point where you just got to not give this guy a larger platform. It's very quickly getting to that point because like people gave him an out so much. People are like, come on, dude, what do you actually mean by this? Come on, explain your commentary. Come on, be normal. Come on, be normal. You know what I mean? And he got so many outs and he was like consistently going crazy. Every time someone gave him lend him a helping hand, he just fucking slapped it away. I mean, the Lex Friedman conversation is like pretty informative. It's pretty instructive on the way that he operates, where you got a dude who's like offering him light pushback, you know what I mean, on the anti-Semitic stuff, especially as a Jew himself, right? And it's basically like, dude, you got to stop this. You got to stop this. And he just, even on the lightest pushback, he just goes fucking bananas. He just goes crazy. Like he basically to his face said, you're a Jew and I don't trust you. Also, this is a, can't believe I'm saying this, but this is a fucking absolute banger of a take from Adam 22. Kanye spent 20 years building one of the biggest empires in music and fashion and threw it all away because he wanted to repeat Candace Owens' talking points on TV. Pretty amazing how many people responded to this. Just tell me I'm white and don't bother to make any other point. And yes, I do love the Jews and I don't care for people dehumanizing them. Shockingly. It's true. It's true. He literally was just like, nah, actually, I'm just going to do everything I can to ruin. Yeah, this was a wild moment from that episode we watched yesterday.
When you say, can I just linger on this? Because when you say Jewish media, there's a echo of a pain that people feel that reminds
you're saying it's redundant, right?
No.
No, he really thought he was going to get some positive feedback here. Like, oh, it's redundant. Jewish media, just say media, right? Like, lol. Even Kanye's audio engineer since 2003, Mike Dean, responded to Adam 22 and said, amen. Pete Davis's cock will be remembered as a legendary penis for centuries to come. One cock, dude, ruined everything. Here's the thing. We joked about Kanye West on his divorced dad arc and shit, but like, it's crazy. It's crazy how this unfolded in front of our eyes in the way that it did. And it is a perfect example of what happens when you get fucking radicalized, especially when you're weak and vulnerable. Let's talk about the Adidas termination of Ye amid the anti-Semitic comments, and we'll continue.
Backlash against Kanye West after his repeated anti-Semitic remarks. His talent agency has dropped him. A documentary about him has been shelved. And this morning, his biggest corporate sponsor, Adidas, terminated their partnership. Reshef here with the story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you guys. To put this fear and anguish over Ye's anti-Semitic comments into some perspective, he has more than 18 million followers on Instagram alone. The entire Jewish population worldwide, just 15 million. And as anti-Semitism surges to unprecedented levels, Ye's hate speech combined with his massive platform has stoked alarm. His comments now driving away his biggest partner.
It is crazy. Like, it is all the shit that people say about like, oh, don't talk about this. You're going to make it anti-Semitic. All the defenses that people have used in the past unjustifiably towards like criticisms of Israel and whatever. It's real now. Criticizing Israel creates anti-Semitism shit. I'm going to fucking argue with you on that, okay? I'm not there with you on that one. But this is very real. One of the most beloved artists, one of the most popular artists running on every fucking massive platform and spreading some of the most unhinged anti-Semitic takes is wild. And all he had to do was just have one dude in his circle check him. All he needed was to just stay the fuck away from Candace Owens. Of course, Candace Owens herself is using the identity politics shield once again. Some of you guys must have forgot. I am black. I will not be silenced. I will not be threatened, least of all for something I did not do or say. Stop threatening other black artists and commentators. Corporations can disassociate from Ye, but they will not steal from him. It's wild to consider that, like, Kanye West is constantly on his, like, paranoid shit, talking about how Jewish media is doing mind control to him. Meanwhile, there is one motherfucker who's doing mind control to him, and it's Candace Owens. Like, he's repeating Candace Owens' lines bar for bar, verbatim, and he just cannot comprehend it.
The sneaker behemoth putting out a statement writing, Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech. Ye's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous, and they violate the company's values of diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. The company had been silent about their relationship with Ye since he made these remarks in a now deleted clip from the Drink Champs podcast.
I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? Now what?
I mean, he got owned pretty hard there. Let's be real.
Authorities warning Ye's anti-Semitic rhetoric has been a rallying cry for extremists. These signs of hate appearing over a crowded highway in Los Angeles Sunday, saying Kanye is right about the Jews. And the LAPD now investigating anti-Semitic pamphlets dropped in a Los Angeles neighborhood. It comes as the U.S. sees an alarming surge in anti-Semitism, which reached an all-time high in 2021. More than 2,700 cases of assault, harassment, and vandalism, up 34% from 2020.
Yeah. I wouldn't say all-time high. You know, there was definitely other eras where anti-Semitism was at an all-time high. It's an all-time high for contemporary society, I think. Just definitely other moments. But hey, you know, I get what they're saying.
And celebrities taking a stand. This statement, shared by Amy Schumer and Jessica Seinfeld, liked more than 490,000 times on Instagram.
Dude, I love when people write shit like that. I support my Jewish friends and the Jewish people. Brave. Thank you. And then, like, they post the fucking amount of likes it got and shit. It's like, wow. I mean, this is literally just a black square, okay? It's just nothing. Anyway, whatever.
Instagram. Ye's ex-wife Kim Kardashian, with whom he has 4 children, also posting, hate speech is never okay or excusable. I stand together with the Jewish community and call on the terrible violence and hateful rhetoric towards them to come to an immediate end.
So, MRC also had some unhinged takes, apparently. Like, where does anyone have the full take? Like, they were saying some wild shit. I don't know what it was. I didn't really read it. I just heard that it was, like, wild. Also, Gap is removing Kanye's Yeezy Gap collaboration from stores. Products have been spotted on clearance. Flushed face. That's crazy. Rap TV, still the GOAT. Absolutely goated. Just the best, okay? They're so good. They're so good at posting. I don't even know what that... Oh, here it is. Hollywood financier, producer MRC says it won't proceed with the Kanye West documentary. Okay, so here's what they said. This morning, after discussion with our filmmakers and distribution partners, we made the decision not to proceed with any distribution of our recently completed documentary about Kanye West, which is crazy. Like, what the fuck? You're not gonna... You made it already? I kind of want to see it. Sorry. We cannot support any content that amplifies his platform. Kanye is a producer and sampler of music. Last week, he sampled and remixed a classic tune that has charted over for 3,000 years. What? Liberalism genuinely is like deranged, dude. It's just Kanye is a producer and sampler of music. Last week, he sampled and remixed a classic tune that has charted for over 3,000 years. The lie that Jews are evil and conspire to control the world for their own gain. Why? This is a serious matter. Why are you undermining the severity of the matter by trying to make a fucking remix metaphor? You are diluting the fucking argument that you are putting out there by being like, he made a rap. He rapped his last bar on the MRC platform. I'll tell you that. This song was performed a cappella in the time of the pharaohs, Babylon, and Rome, when acoustic with the Spanish Inquisition and Russia's Pale of Settlement, and Hitler took the song electric. Stop! What are you saying? Do you hear the words that are... Yo, someone type this shit, dude. Why did they release this? You said Hitler took the song electric. It's cringe, but it's not that bad. It's so cringe. It is nuclear grade cringe. It sounds like a Felix Biederman tweet, not derogatory. Yeah, it does. It does sound like Felix wrote this as a joke. Lies are an important part of all discrimination, and this one is no different. When well crafted, they create the illusion that the action is just that the bigot is punching up at the victim. It's critical to anti-Semites who must explain why they are attacking a people that comprise less than half of 1% of the world's population. Not a fair fight numbers-wise. But if the Jews are ultra-powerful because of secret evil plots, well, the argument is it must be fair and okay. Okay, that part is not as bad, I think. Like, they're just trying to fucking describe. They're literally just trying to describe why it is hard to tackle, like, anti-Semitism, like, anti-Semitic accusations and shit, I guess. I mean, it's still terrible. Just cut the fat, man. Trim the fucking fat. I don't know what's going on here. Just openly state what is happening. The silence from leaders and corporations when it comes to Kanye or anti-Semitism in general, dismaying but not surprising. What is new and sad is the fear Jews have about speaking out in their own defense. It's annoying all these companies that keep forgetting to mention the anti-black stuff he said too, shaking my head. Yeah, that's another, because anti-blackness is rooted within, the American foundation. That's what it is. They just don't care. That is something that I noticed as well and have been criticizing a lot, that like most people are just not even talking about how fucking anti-black he's been, but also because he's black. You know what I mean? That there are two reasons for it. One, because he's black. Two, he has a history of doing positive things in the black community as well, obviously. It's a horrible look to talk about how anti-black a black man is. Just look at Candace. I mean, it's true. Candace Owens did not make Graduation, and you still got motherfuckers on Twitter yelling at me whenever I make fun of her. So not everyone's going to want to address that, especially if they themselves are not black. That's just asking corporations to get into black people business at the end of the day. Obviously, they would never, but mostly everyone collectively understands how anti-Semitic comments are bad. Yeah. But I don't think it is. Man, I just don't think it is black people. It's exclusive to black people business when you got conservative black people saying super anti-black shit. But I see what you're saying, especially because a lot of white people do not understand the intricacies of white supremacy. So every time they try to talk about it, they come across, and even myself, I have the tendency to sometimes come across as like out of touch, because there are still blind spots that I have, because I will never be able to fully understand, obviously, the black experience living in a white supremacist country, living under an international white supremacist attitude towards your existence. It's just never gonna be something that I can fully understand. Karen Atia says, a lesson in how power, race, and capitalism intersect. Ye was dropped relatively quickly by brands and platforms for his anti-Semitic comments, and rightfully so. Powerful white people who traffic in anti-Semitism and anti-blackness gain more power. Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I wrote about this earlier in the year when Spotify stood by Joe Rogan's after repeatedly saying the N-word on his podcast. White men have long built cultural, political, and media empires off anti-blackness and the dehumanization of others. Black folks have been speaking out against Kanye for years, but to no avail. For all the fuss about the woke mobs and cancel culture, this whole episode makes clear that black people do not have the structural power to cancel public figures who traffic in anti-blackness. This is literally true. This is also exactly what I was saying as well with respect to like black Twitter, taking something I said about Nicki Minaj and like running with it to say I'm fucking racist. But ultimately it's true. At the very most, it just like hurts my feelings personally, as I get targeted by white supremacists for my anti-racist advocacy over the course of the past 10 years. It doesn't matter. I don't know why people are pretending that black Twitter has been silent on Ye. Yeah, no. People have been fucking shitting on Kanye West for anti-blackness for some time now, but ultimately it doesn't matter because a lot of people are anti-black. Society is built on the foundations of anti-blackness, and therefore people don't really care about it for two components. One being Kanye being black himself, and two, a lot of people having a similar resentment, whether overtly or covertly, against black people. This is not the end of the Kanye West anti-Semitism arc. Let's be real. That's going to probably continue. If anything, he is going to become even more unhinged, because now he's like, look, I was right. I said what I said about the Jews, and now the Jewish media is destroying me, or whatever the fuck. Not recognizing that like he is the reason why his legacy is being tarnished, because he's too much of a narcissist to recognize that like he could ever do something wrong. But also, now that Adidas has cut ties with Kanye West, he is no longer a billionaire. I'm sure that this will definitely upset him, given all we've seen so far. I just wish that he could I just want him to get help at this point and not be fucking devastatingly anti-Semitic all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Without Adidas, Ye is worth $400 million, broke boy. The remainder of Ye's fortune, Forbes estimate, comes from real estate, cash, his music catalog, and 5% stake in his ex-wife Kim Kardashian's shapewear firm Skims. Removing Ye from the billionaires list caps off a years-long saga between the rapper and Forbes. Ye always felt that his net worth was undervalued. When he first made the list in 2020 with an estimated $1 billion fortune, Ye wasn't happy. It's not $1 billion, he texted us at the time. It's $3.3 billion. Since no one at Forbes knows how to count. This pattern continued every year, with Ye continuing to complain about our numbers. For this year's valuation, Ye sent documents claiming his Adidas Adidas partnership alone was worth $4.3 million. When Ye learned he would clock it in at $2 billion overall, his unhappiness with Forbes leaked to the tabloids. Losing Adidas was the final nail in Ye's net worth coffin. Gap terminated his Yeezy partnership in September. Earlier this month, JP Morgan reportedly unbanked Ye. French fashion house Balenciaga nixed their relationship with Ye on October 21st, just weeks after he walked their runway at Paris Fashion Week. Here's what I will say about cancel culture, because I know that this is like, if this was 2014, motherfuckers would be cutting so many videos about how like Ye is just saying unspeakable truths about the Jews and cancel culture is coming for him because Jews control the media or whatever. That isn't happening as frequently. It's still happening, but not as frequently as it once would, because Trump became president, Charlottesville Unite the Right rally happened, and then everyone got to see what these motherfuckers look like. And then afterwards, people were like, okay, maybe we should cut it with the anti-Semitism stuff. And a lot of these people were forced to a lot of these people got owned on the platforms. They got deplatformed. A lot of the leaders, you know, some people grew out of it naturally, grew out of their little Nazi phase. Others were forced to go back into hiding once again. Kanye West, on the other hand, is a little bit behind on the trends here. Okay, he's a little bit behind on the trends, and he is like having his alt-right radicalization phase right now. But of course, as far as cancel culture goes and whatnot, anyone who says even like a third of what Kanye West has said about any marginalized group is gonna get fired from their job. You can't work at Jiffy Lube and say shit like this, okay? If you say shit like this at Jiffy Lube, unless your manager is also a fucking Nazi, you're getting fired. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy how much allowance we give public figures, and it's usually advocated for by everyday Joes, like literally average Joes that have a job that they have to go to where they get dicked down by their fucking managers on a daily goddamn basis, will turn around and be like, cancel culture is real, brother. Dog, you would not be able to say any of this shit. The only reason why there was even a conversation around like whether Kanye deserves the platform or whatever is because he's Kanye West. Famous people, wealthy people, powerful people get a lot of allowance to fuck up that average Joes do not get. So shut the fuck up about cancel culture if you're working a 9 to 5, okay? It's already real for you. You can't even wear whatever the fuck you want without being fired, and you're over here talking about cancel culture for billionaires. The fuck's wrong with you? Billionaires, millionaires, famous people, wealthy people live on an entirely different plane of existence, okay? And the thing is, and I've talked about this a lot, people are pretty much uncancelable unless they say things that are like so overtly ridiculous that their allies stop, supporting them. But even after all of that, there is one thing Kanye West could do. Ye could just shut the fuck up about Jewish people, never go on another podcast for the rest of his life, and just put out bangers. If he did that, then people would support him. That is just the truth. Straight up. That's how this works. If you keep performing and if you keep doing what people originally loved you for, they will forgive you. I don't think he's going to do that, though. And I don't think his music is as good as it once was, enough to,